You're going to see this bar really start to fill out toward the end of the candle. And then you're going to see my biggest mistake of the day. All right, guys, going to do something a little different today. I've done it before, but we're going to try a little different today. So this is me trading today. I'm going to press play, and we're just going to flip through this. I'm going to tell you what I've seen, what I saw, and I'm going to tell you
here 45 minutes till the open.
And I'm going to show you. I'm doing this for me too, so hopefully I get some value out of this. I'm going to show you things that I missed. So as I'm clicking around here, starting out the day, it looks like we're starting at the 7:45, about 45 minutes before the open. This right, let me pause this for a second. This right here is a trading range. So you have a trading range inside of a channel. Okay. If you can see here, we had a wedge down here. First push, pull back, second push, pull back, third push. And on that third push, we got a rally up. And then we had another couple legs down. One leg down, pull back, two legs down. Then we got a high one here. A high one is when a bar trades above the low or the high of another bar. So high one, this came down, huge reversal right here. Would have been great if it closed green, but this is still pretty good. But when you see something like this, a huge reversal and the body's red and there's a little wick at the top, expect a little bit more down here. Then you got a high one. So this is a high one signal. This is the high one buy. Then you trade it below again. This candle traded below this candle. So this became a high two setup. Now a high two is when it's the second time that a pullback trades below the previous bar and then a bar takes out the high. So that's a high two right here. And then when you break to a new high, you start the count over. But what I'm seeing here, what I saw in the beginning, is that we had mainly trading range price action. So what does that mean? In a trading range, we're going to go up, we're going to go down, we're going to go up, we're going to go down until we break out, right? So that's, you want to buy high, or sorry, sell high and buy low, okay? I bought 5 here. Start the video playing again. Bought 5 minis or micros, NASDAQs. So each point for me was about 10 bucks, okay? So you'll see this. We're just going to fast forward a little bit as we do this. Let's fast forward a little. So the trade goes against me. This is a nice breakout, and this becomes a high one again, and it's a high one because we broke above this. Okay, you could say it's a high 3. Also, you have one push down, pull back, 2 pushes down, and then another pullback. So this was kind of like a wedge here. 1, 2, 3. Went up and down 3 times. It's also a triangle. So, but this is failing now. You see me adding on here. I started out with 5. You see me adding on here below here. These dots are 75, 50, and 25% of the candles. Okay, I use them to help me gauge, you know, the strength of the move in between candles. So I'm looking at this though, and I'm expecting this to double. I'm expecting this. I'm asking myself, what's more likely? Is this more likely to go down for this length or go up for this length? And I thought it was more likely to go up. So I bought there and I'm scaling in lower. Okay, and you see I even have an order here to scale in. And my stop is where it needs to be, below here. Better high probability stop would have been below here, but we'll see how that plays out later. Okay, so that's the range I want to buy in. I want to continue to add on in. I added on here when I saw I wasn't going to get below here. Wasn't going to get below these wicks, so I added on. This is a low. This looks like a low 2. A low 2. It's the opposite of the high 2. So you have a bar trading below another bar. That's an L1 or L2. You had one here. So this one here is more higher probability that we're going to go lower because you've already had one here. We're still not at the open yet though, so let me show you. Let's continue here. I wanted to add on some more. Okay, now you're getting another high one here. Okay, you're getting a high one. This is the high one signal. This is the high one buy. All right, back in profit. So the next occurrence of a bar trading below another bar and then taking out that bar is a high 2. Let's see what happens next. So I'm measuring right now the distance between this leg up, this bar here basically, and this here. And I think it's going to reach there. So that's what I'm trying to hold on for. Let's continue to move forward here. The breakout definitely grows in my favor, but it's at this high right now, and we've got 2 pushes up. So we've got 1 push up, 2 or pullback, 2 pushes up. Okay, and this is really like a complex wedge here, because this was a push up, then we pulled down, then we reversed on this candle, and then we came back down and reversed again. So this is already 3 pushes up to a wedge. But my target was still here based on this move right here, a measured move up, and my stop was down here. So about 50-50, about 1-to-1. I mean, let's continue. So let's go back because you saw me unloading some of this position up here at the highs. So let's go back. All right, here we go. So this is where I started to unload up here. I had about $100 in profit. I was at an old high. Didn't go through it energetically. I still thought I was going to get here, but I figured it would drop first and I could get a little bit of, I could cheat a little bit, take some off here and buy them back maybe 10, 20 points lower. That is why you see me unloading that position. So I'm up here now. I'm up here now. When this crossed above here and looked like it was going to fail, I went ahead and took that off. But then I immediately bought 6 at the market. All right, I'm sorry, I bought 5 at the market. I didn't take it off. I bought 5 at the market, and buying that 5 pulled that position all the way up from here to here. Okay, so at this point, I'm buying at the high of a trading range, and that is a problem because not only is it at an old high, but it's at the high of a trading range, and it's breaking out of this triangle / wedge, but it's still at the high. And in order for me to make money, I have to expect them to want to pay what's above this high. We're far above the moving average. We're near the high, and we've broken this trend line. Okay, so lots of reasons to be long, but maybe I should be long on a pullback. And if you look back and you listen to me regularly, I'm always asking, who's making money? How are they doing it? Well, if you look back, the bulls are making money, but they're primarily doing it below bars. Okay, we can go back as many bars as you need to see that. This was solid red, they bought it up. This was red also because it opened up and ran down. Below this, they bought it up. Same thing here. This was bought up. This traded below here was bought up. This one traded below this was bought up. This tried the double bottom, which is a wedge right here. It's a wedge shape here, was bought back up. So limit bulls are active at lows, okay? So what it's telling me is that I should probably be a limit bear, but of course, I'm a stop bear this time, okay? And I wanted to be a stop bear because of this gap right here. Sorry, right here. This gap and this gap. They didn't close it, and then they put in another one here between this high and this low. So I felt pretty comfortable going long. Let's see how that played out for me. So we did make it to the target that I had laid out, okay? We did make it to that target, and I was able to get out of that bad buy at the top. Let's see. I was able to get out of that bad buy at the top with a little bit of profit, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it was just all a break-even trade because I didn't think it would go much higher. I realized I had bought the top and that we weren't really trying to get up here. So then we break to the top and we fail. We poke above and then we fail. So thinking we'd find sellers or thinking we'd find buyers above because they're covering, we got sellers above instead. People taking profits and selling the highs. So now, top of the range, you expect bears to be stronger at the top of the range than they are weak. And you expect bulls to be strong at the bottom of the range. So bears are stronger up here. Let's go ahead and play this out. I bought 2 more because it looked like this was going to continue up through here. Okay. If I'm looking at a wedge, I've got 1 push, 2 pushes up. But like I said, if you look at this little wick here, it really came down once and pushed up to here. and then came back down and pushed up again. So we're already in a third push, but this could be a complex wedge. The last leg could be three legs by itself. You know, the market's fractal. Let's continue here. Pushed up. So right now I'm measuring what the 50% mark is of this move up, and I want to get more long around the bottom of this move. Now, can I tell you, pause this for a minute, this is where I get in trouble trading, okay? I'm comfortable scaling in. I'm comfortable knowing an area where my premise is wrong, because if I scale in here, lower at this 50% line, my stop's below here. My stop's below here. That's where my stop has to be, okay? I really want a wide stop, it's below here, and you see I have one down here, okay? But that's kind of like catastrophic. Really, if you break this and then break this, I don't need to suffer this to know that I'm wrong. I'll probably get out, okay? But this is where I get in trouble, where I'm long at the high, and instead of taking this $10 loss when this is reversing, I let this grow, and then I think to add on, you know, soon or later, and by that time, this is $100. My add-on, and then it drops half that distance, I'm down 200. So that's where I get in trouble. So this is the part of my trading that I'm trying to clean up, because I'm comfortable scaling in if I think there's a top or bottom near, but I don't need to make money that way. I need to just make money buying trend bars in a trend. So let's continue here. Went ahead, we poked above that again. Made me think we were going to keep going. I think I might have gotten out of a position. Didn't I have two? No, I only had the one. Okay, now I have two because I thought we were going to get there. But my stop is below here. I'm thinking, okay, if we are going to rally, you've already tested this low, which is the breakout point of this to the tick. If you're going to go higher, you really shouldn't come back below that. That was my thinking at the time. Continue to add on a little bit. I put an order, so if it breaks the high here, I'll get filled in more. Never happened. Came down. Let's see when I got out of that trade. So this bar, let's just watch this close here. Okay, this bar here is getting ready to close. Okay, and it's closing below the 25% mark of this, and that's already making me weary or leery. I'm wanting it to close above the 50%, and I'm wanting it to be green, but toward the end of the bar, you see it just collapses, and then I have no patience for that. It takes me out, takes my stop loss, takes me out. So that pretty much undid the little trade that I had here. I think I had like 50 bucks left after it did this. So now I'm thinking, okay, we're at the top of a range. We're almost at the top of the channel. I think we can reach the top of the channel, but we've now failed. We've tried 3 times now. We went up, we came down, we went up, came down, we tried again and came down. So within this candle is a wedge. We've tried like 4 times. This is a double top, the wedge. This broke that double top wedge and made that a wedge. I'm wondering if I can draw on this. I thought there was a feature where I could draw on the recording. Oh, I guess I can't find it. But I thought I could draw on the recording. I'll have to figure that out for next time. But anyway, going on through here. So what I have now, we can speed this up too as I'm talking here. Let's go with speed. Speed, let's make it 2 times. All right, so then I get an immediate drop below this bar on the very next candle. I'm not in any position, so that's good. This would have taken me down a little bit further than I wanted to go. But now we're at the moving average. We're at the moving average. We're at a 50% retracement, okay? 50% retracement. See that? Okay? And you see me measuring out the bottom, like how much distance to the wedge, because I want to buy this. I think we're going to continue and go back up. I want to buy this. It's a retest of this zone here, the top of this. All right, but what you see is that this low and this high, there's now a negative gap. So if the bulls were super strong, they wouldn't have let it get too far back into this breakout before they bought it back up. Okay, so I'm not thinking that they're super strong. Let's go ahead. I bought 5 here. And for a minute, it looked like, well, just maybe a second, it looked like they were going to agree with me. And then, nope, they decided to come on through here. Couldn't hold the low of this big bar here, this climax bar, closing this gap right here. So they're closing gaps on the bottom end. And then they pop back up again. And this might be the open. No, we're 2 minutes to the open still. See the time down here. But we do pop back up again. Got a little bit of a chance to take some profit here. But what do you see about this? Can't get even to the 50% mark. Can't even get to 50% of this candle right here. So I'm watching this, and I don't want to add on, but I don't want to sell either. But I move my stop to break even here. A little bit break even plus commissions. And my thinking is, if we're going to hold this bar, we're going to go up. And if we're not, we're going to go down. So I don't want to be in this if we're going down. So this fails, gets a little bit above 50% of this candle and falls away. Hits my stop. And I'm glad it was there. But then I get back in because the momentum, when they came below this low, this momentum picked up. So I came up here and I bought 5, and then I bought 10. So this was a mistake. This was a trading error. I was trading momentum and not trading context. The context is double top, really triple top. 1, came back to it here, 2, and then 3, triple top here. So you have a wedge there. This is a wedge pattern right here. I can't draw it because this is a video, but wedge pattern here, okay? And I bought the top again. But now we open. The open has hit. And we go up above that, making me feel like we're going to go higher still. Plenty of time to get out at break even. But this long ass wick on this candle is no good for me. No good for me. I don't like it at all. And you see I let it drag me down a little bit. Now this is also an error that I keep making. I don't have a stop below here. If this extends all the way down here, I'm in trouble. Like quickly, I'm in trouble. So I'm already minus $300. And you see me buy 5 more because I think it's going to reverse before it hits this low. Okay. And then it tries to. And then gets slammed back down. This is happening twice as fast as it really happened, guys. So that takes me out of that, and then I hold it all the way down to this low right here, and I get out, okay? So now I'm down like, let's see if we can pinpoint when I got out of here. See if we can see, it was right here. So I'm at 531, and I have my stops down here, like 6 points lower. Took me out of that, and then came down here. So all in all, I was down like 900 at this point, right? I'm gonna go ahead and continue. I bought again down here. You can see I bought 10 down here. I still want this long to work because now we've broken out the bottom of a trading range. We've broken down on a channel. I'm looking for a retest now. Okay, I'm looking for a retest of this breakout because to me, the bears are strong, but so are the bulls. This was a strong enough breakout where you could expect a second leg down, okay? Or you would expect some continuation. But this is also very climactic, okay? And you just had bulls buying the highs here, way above. So why won't they buy this low? So I'm counting on them buying this low. They do not come in and buy this low, I believe. Okay, they buy it up enough for me to make a little bit of it back. So we're testing this trend line now. And remember, when you break out of a channel or any like support and you get back to it and get back above it, it typically acts as resistance short term. So we get back into this. My target now is to go to the edge of the channel up there. And you can see now I have now my stop at break even. And then I think it just decides to reverse down and take all that from me. Okay, so I got out with like 120 some profit, and then it just decides to collapse on me. Went up a little bit. I bought 5 more at the high here. This is a high 2 or high 1, high 1 signal bar, high 1 entry bar. It's failing. Giving back what I just made on that little rally up. About 27 points. I'm seeing what I have to risk to that low. It's about $500 I concluded. Racing up. So had I stuck to my premise of this taking this out, I probably could have made a little more money. Big rejection up here at the 75% mark of this. So bears are still up here defending. At this moment, watching this back, guys, at this moment, I should have known that we were going lower. Okay, we tried to do something strong. They did something strong. They stopped the bearish push. They didn't even trade below. As soon as this bar closed, they hit buy the market. If you can see, this open is a little bit lower, a little bit higher than this close. So they bought the market, stopped the momentum, went up and did something strong, closed at their high, and then could not complete it. So now though, I'm thinking, okay, I'm really in the wrong direction now after you traded back past here. And once I saw this trade below the 75% mark of this candle, I went ahead and got out, maybe even before that. But now I'm thinking, okay, we're going to go down for a little bit more because you just tried to rally, you tried to do something strong, and you couldn't. So about $400 here, I got out. Probably could have got out right here or right here, had my stop right here. But then I said, okay, let's go short because we're going short. And I put my stop above here. And we started to sell down. So now I think I'm in a pretty nice position. We got a nice little flush there. My position came to break even. I added on again. And I moved my stops back up because I wanted to, I really wanted the bears to work or the bulls to work if they're going to come and take my stop out above here. Okay. They did retrace some of this bar, tested the breakout point, negative gap here, this high and this low, negative gap. But I was pretty confident we would continue to go down from here. You're going to see this bar really start to fill out toward the end of the candle. And then you're going to see my biggest mistake of the day. While we're watching this play out, what I've noticed about my trading lately is if I can get into the market and make what I need, $300-$400 a day, I'm good with that because I know there's going to be days. Where I have to be here trading all day. Either I go into a drawdown, or I just feel like trading. There's going to be days where I trade all day long. Okay, you see me adding on here now after it's dropped a little lower. My stops are down here, or my targets are down here. But what was I saying? I noticed that I can't hold really big winners usually until I've had big losers. So when I'm trying to get back on the day, I'll hold the hell out of a trade if it's going my way, like I am right now. But if it's early in the day and I'm just trying to get my money and get out and go enjoy my life, I tend to cut the trade short. Now, I'm going to start cutting this trade now. I'm back to break even plus about $400 right now. And you see me emptying this entire position out. Now watch what happens to this bar. I don't know if there's enough time. There's not going to be enough time. So I'll pause it right here. What happens next is the next bar opens and it immediately falls like 70 points. So had I just waited to close this when I have a bear bar closing at its low, I have a gap right here. I have a retest of this breakout, and we failed to get over it. Had I just waited another 11 seconds, man, it would have been another $2,600 in profit because it fell really quickly. You go back and look at the chart and see. But yeah, that's it. Let me know if you guys find this useful, going through what I see. It's a lot less stressful for me to do this right now than the voiceover while I'm trading. So I thought I'd do something different and do it after the fact this time. Let me know if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.